A New York Knicks insider has revealed new free agent targets as NBA free agency is still going on. The Knicks have one final roster spot to add to the team, and with all the noise surrounding multiple different players, now we are seeing new targets emerge for the Knicks amidst all the noise about Ben Simmons and Malik Beasley, along with Landry Shamet as well. And we are going to break all that down, discuss these new targets, some of the old stuff as well with these other targets who they have, why the Knicks would have interest in Malik Beasley based off these new names emerging, and everything else that is implicated in this whole process. But before we get into that, if you're part of that 56% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily New York Knicks updates. Have those post notifications turned on so you do not miss a single thing regarding the New York Knicks, because we are covering it all on this channel. But let's jump into it, guys. There's a lot to go over on the Knicks right now because, look, Leon Rose and the Knicks are still looking for that final piece for this team. They have another veterans minimum roster spot to add to the squad, and they have not yet made that signing. It's the end of August right now, which means, we're not far out from the whole training camp and everything starting to get going. Media day is not too far away as well. There's a lot going on with the Knicks right now, and really, when it comes down to it, we are starting to seriously wonder why they are so hesitant to make a signing. Now, part of this definitely is because of the Malik Beasley situation. This was going on in New York, this investigation, and Leon Rose, an attorney, does understand everything that's happening here, and the Knicks were keeping close tabs on Beasley. So one of the main reasons why they haven't made a move yet is because they were looking at Malik Beasley and seeing him as a real option. Now that they know Beasley is a real option, they are going to go for it, but also teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers, obviously the Pistons, and a few others have also contacted Beasley, like the Timberwolves as well. Those four teams between the Knicks, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, and the Pistons have all contacted Beasley about his services. So they're sort of waiting on that situation to handle itself. But the Knicks have also shown interest in other free agents, and James Edwards breaks down a bunch of other targets, mentioning Seth Curry as one, saying it doesn't hurt to have a surplus of players who can hit the threes, and few are more accurate than Seth Curry. He led the NBA in three-point percentage last year at 45.6 on only 2.7 attempts per game, and has shot less than 40% from three only once over his last 7 seasons. It's no doubt what Seth Curry can do. You know the last name, you know what's going to happen with it. He put up 6.5 points per game in 15 minutes of action while shooting 48% from the field and 45% from three. He shot 53.7% on corner threes. He just turned 35 years old, as he is starting to get up there, but it's undeniable that he is still one of the premier three-point shooters in the league and an excellent role player who could fit in on many teams. Like many people, I've always wanted to see Seth Curry play on my team because it would be cool to see it happen. Obviously, he's not his brother, no one is, but Seth is one of the best shooters in basketball, and he has been for the majority of his career. Again, that talent, it runs in that family. We saw it with Dell, we've seen it with the greatest shooter to ever grace the planet, and now we've also seen it for years, for over a decade now, with Seth as well. Seth Curry is not to be forgotten about when it comes to shooting. Again, he led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Knicks didn't have anyone in that top 10, so adding a guy who can be just an absolute lights-out, knockdown three-point shooter would be huge for the Knicks. They don't have that quick trigger type of shooter, so having Seth Curry come in would be super helpful. I've said the same thing about Landry Shamet. Shamet can play the wing more than Curry, who's really just an undersized shooting guard. It's the big thing about Curry. He's not a point guard. He's undersized. He's 6'1", so he has to play that two-guard position, where, again, he's undersized. He can't really play defense. So there are things to be aware of with Curry, but at the same time, there's no doubt that man can shoot the ball and shoot the ball like nobody's business. So he is someone who I'd definitely be interested in the Knicks bringing on. You know he would add some positives with that shooting, absolutely. And he's also played well throughout his career in the playoffs. I mean, he's played for a few different teams in the playoffs, whether it's been the Trailblazers, the Mavericks, the 76ers, or the Nets. He's always really performed quite well. He's averaged 11.6 points per game, 2 rebounds, and 1.6 assists in his 41 playoff games. The man's always been able to shoot really well, averaging a 48% from three in his playoff career. So the man is not to be messed with. He has a few different times, I actually believe that says 46. Yep, it does say 46. But same thing, he's shooting 46% from three in the playoffs. He's had 2 years where he shot over 50% from three in the playoffs. That is incredible. So there is a lot of reasoning to go after him. But there's other guys to look at as well, as Edwards mentions. A former Knick in Alec Burks. Then he said, someone else who Knicks fans are familiar with. Alec Burks, like Jordan Clarkson, is a professional scorer and, like Seth Curry, has knocked down better than 40% of his threes all but once during his last 5 seasons. Similarly to Curry and Landry Shamet, it would be tough to see how Burks would start the season in the rotation, but he's a nice plug-and-play option in the event that Jordan Clarkson struggles. Also, I'm just going to say it, Alec Burks can totally play small forward. I don't know why the world has decided to act like Alec Burks is a guard. He's a wing, and he's just a little shorter, but he's still 6'6" at the end of the day. He's 34 years old. Last year on the Heat, played 17.6 minutes per game, put up 7 points in that time and 2.5 rebounds with 1 assist. He shot 42% from 3 and has been one of the premier 3-point shooters in the league. It's mainly what he shoots now. 76% of his shots were from behind the arc last year, and he did it at an efficient clip. I love Alec Burks as a player. I will always love Alec Burks as a player for everything he's done for the Knicks on 2 different occasions. When they first signed him all those years ago, when they got back to the playoffs for the first time, I thought it was an excellent, underrated signing when he got that 1-year, $6 million contract. We then obviously saw Alec Burks continue to perform, get that bigger contract from the Knicks, get traded to the Pistons, eventually get traded back to the Knicks, where he once again performed in the playoffs. He's played 11 playoff games for the Knicks in his career. He's averaged 14.5 points per game with 4 rebounds and 1.7 assists. He's been able to come up huge in multiple times. When the Knicks won a playoff game, or actually, excuse me, when they lost that playoff game against the Hawks in Game 1, Burks was the best player on the court for the Knicks the entire time. He shot 38.5% with the Knicks, and I mean, last time around in the 2024 playoffs, he shot 43% from 3. Alec Burks is a phenomenal scorer who shoots the ball really, really well, and he knows how to play with this Knicks team. He knows how Jalen Brunson works. He's done it before. He knows how a few of these guys play, and honestly, I think he would be an excellent fit because you can play him at that small forward spot at 6'6". And then you have Deuce McBride, Jordan Clarkson, Alec Burks, 3 guys who could also handle the ball as well. So you have a little bit of a guard by committee situation where a few different guys can handle the ball. Burks can play a few different positions. He's also not the world's worst defender by any means as well. And again, a good veteran to have, knows how to win and knows how to win with the Knicks. So I'll be honest, I would love the idea of Alec Burks. I think there's better names out there than Alec Burks, like, for instance, Malik Beasley, who I want. But at the same time, I would be excited if the Knicks brought Alec Burks back. I think he would be an excellent fit with this Knicks team going forwards. I mean, over his last 5 seasons, he's put up 11 points per game, 2 rebounds, and made 2 threes in 23 minutes a night. 17.9 minutes, 3.3, and 3.1 per 75 possessions. Now he shot 40.4% from 3 in these last 5 seasons, has a .4 box plus minus, which is in the top 150, and a .8 net rating, which is a plus 4.8 swing. As Andy Bailey said a month ago, someone should sign him, and someone absolutely should sign Alec Burks. No doubt about it. So shout out to Alec Burks. I would love to see him back on the Knicks. And also at the same time, we just do have to go over it again. Edwards did mention Ben Simmons, saying the number 1 overall pick in the 2016 draft would add some much needed size to the Knicks backcourt and give the roster another good defender. But his disdain for scoring or even looking at the rim doesn't make sense on a roster that will rightfully feature heavy minutes for Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, both of whom are not floor spacers. I completely agree with Edwards. Simmons is good in 22 minutes per game last year between the Nets and the Clippers. He put up 5, and 5.5. He got nearly a steal per game, is an excellent defender still, has a defensive box plus minus of 1.8. Still, again, one of the best defenders in basketball. Can guard all 5 positions, shot 52% from the field when he would actually look at the rim and score. When he went to the Clippers, he stopped looking at the rim at all and averaged less than a point per game in the playoffs and got played out of the rotation, which is why I don't want Ben Simmons. He can't stay on the court in meaningful times, so no. I mean, Malik Beasley, Alec Burks, Landry Shamet, all better options here. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.